let's talk about New Year's resolutions, right? So I was trying to say, I'm doing something new right now. We're doing something new. We're in a brand new territory. This is a new show. It's a new experience. It's, a little scary and a lot awesome, but it's new. Nothing really epitomizes the nature of new other than just like that New Year's time. Everybody around is like, I want to be a new version of myself, right? That's when everyone starts making New Year's resolutions. So what's going on here with that? Because New Year's resolutions is sort of like is fraught the word I want? They're sort of not ideal, right? It's like something we've kind of come to be a little disappointed by. Like, we want it to work so bad. We want to have amazing experiences. We want to get out there. We want to make ourselves better in so many ways. We want to get in shape. It just feels like every year it isn't what it could be. And it feels like kind of like there's something collective going on, like that we're all kind of failing together. For the most of us, it just doesn't work out. It's like, it feels really shameful when you don't have it together. Like when you, at the end of the day, you're like, hey, it's February now and not everything I thought would happen would happen. Like, we all have this experience, right? I'm talking about this like it's universal, but at the same time, I want to be personal and want to share like my experience with it, because I have like a sort of an uneven relationship with New Year's resolutions. It's funny, right? Because I'm talking about all this failure, but in some regards, I'm actually really good at New Year's resolutions. Like, I went through my lists for like the last couple of years, and like, surprisingly, I've done like pretty well. But I'm thinking about it a lot differently than I used to. So let me give you some examples. So in like 2016, I set a goal where I would capture a little bit of video every day, and at the end of 2016, I was going to cut together this film that I could show people that was made out of all the video I shot throughout the day, which, if you're guessing like how could you possibly do that without just like filming a bunch of random stuff, well, you're right, you can't. It's going to be random. 2017, I kind of kicked ass. Like, one of my goals was to learn French, and I learned like a conversational amount of French. I wanted to start martial arts, and I started getting super into jiu-jitsu. In 2018, I got ridiculous. Me and my mom got into this mode where we were gonna like try and outread each other. My mom and I both really like to read, and my mom reads like 50 books a year. I was like, I'm gonna tick a checkbox for every book I read. I'm gonna read 40, and I'll tell you what happened. Like, I ended up accomplishing my goal, but it was like, at what cost? So I read 40 books. I actually read 40 books by August. I think I read 42 books that year. I cannot remember a single thing I learned in what I read in 2018. It was absolutely ridiculous. I read so fast and I got so consumed with the goal, I completely lost track of what was really important. What was really important was to learn more. And it just became about chasing books. Anyways, there's a lot here. You can tell a lot about someone's personality just by the story they're telling. I love to read. I love to learn new things. I love to like accrue new skills and hobbies, and that's part of why I'm doing this show with you all now. So this year, I'm kind of thinking about things a little differently. Who am I going to end up being by 2023? Like, how's that guy going to be different? And how does that work? Like, one idea I've been playing around with is like, what if I just like stated an intention? Like, I kept a journal or something and I just wrote down some sort of phrase or word or intention to just continue to live well, to live wholeheartedly. The goal is to have more ideas, to be more intentional, to like share my imagination, and to just continue to like evolve. So if there's any hard goal, it's just going to be like how many of this show I'm making. I'd like to make 25 in the next year. But at the same time, what did I learn about hard goals, right? It's like my goal for reading should have been like, I want to read consistently and be a well-read person. Not I want to be someone who can brag about how many books they read. How many books they wrote? That's an idea. I'm going to write 40 books.